The Imperial transport descended through Earth's atmosphere like a falling star, its crystalline hull refracting sunlight into 1,000 colors. Ambassador Mirren stood at the landing pad, diplomatic credentials in hand, watching as humanity's first official alien dignitary arrived. The Galactic Council had finally acknowledged Earth's petition for membership, and they were sending a representative to evaluate human worthiness. What stepped off the ramp made Moran's breath catch not in awe, but in quiet anger at what he immediately understood. Princess Elena moved with careful, deliberate steps, her lower left appendage dragging slightly. Her scales, which should have shimmered with the characteristic Zephyrian iridescence, were dull and patchy. One of her sensory fronds hung limp against her elongated skull. The escort guards made no effort to assist her as she navigated the ramp, their expressions barely concealing contempt. The lead guard, a towering Zephyrian male with scales like polished obsidian, thrust a datapad toward Moran. Emperor Zalthor sends his regards. Princess Elena will serve as observer for your evaluation period, 6 months. His mandibles clicked in what Moran's translator interpreted as derisive laughter. Try not to break her further, human. They departed without ceremony, leaving Elena standing alone on the tarmac, a small bag clutched in her 3-fingered hands. Moran approached slowly, keeping his movements visible and non-threatening. Princess Elena, welcome to Earth. I'm Ambassador Miran Chen, your liaison during your stay. He extended his hand, then, remembering Zephyrian customs, shifted to a respectful bow. Elena's primary eyes widened slightly. Her voice, when she spoke, was soft, almost expecting to be ignored. You know my name? My actual name? Of course, Moran replied, puzzled.
Should I not?
They usually just call me the defective one or the Emperor's shame. Her sensory fronds trembled. I did not expect courtesy. Something cold settled in Moran's chest. He'd read about Zephyrian culture, their obsession with physical perfection and martial prowess. He'd assumed it was exaggeration. Well, here on Earth, we believe everyone deserves courtesy. May I help you with your bag? Over the following weeks, Moran began to understand the cruel joke Emperor Zalthor had played. Elena had been sent not as a genuine observer, but as an insult. A way to show Earth that even the Empire's defective members were being wasted on humanity's evaluation. The Emperor expected either Earth to reject her, proving humans as shallow as Zephyrians, or to fail the evaluation, rendering her observations meaningless. But the Emperor had miscalculated one crucial thing. He didn't understand humans at all. Moran ensured Elena's quarters were accessible, installing ramps and wider doorways without making a spectacle of it. When he noticed her struggling with Earth's heavier gravity, he didn't offer pity but solutions. We have exoskeletal supports that might help. Athletes use them during recovery. Would you like to try one? Elena stared at him as if he'd offered her a crown. You would give me augmentation? My father forbade such things. He said I must remain as I am, as reminder of my unworthiness. Your father isn't here, Moran said simply, and on Earth we believe in giving people the tools they need to thrive. With the exoskeleton, Elena could move without pain for the first time in years. She wept when she first wore it, long elegant tears that tracked down her scales like diamonds, but it was the smaller moments that truly transformed her. Moran introduced her to Dr. Sarah Chen, his sister, a neuroscientist who saw Elena's nervous system damage not as a flaw, but as a fascinating puzzle. Your neural pathways have rerouted around the damage, Sarah explained, displaying scans on a holographic screen. Your brain has created entirely new connections. That's not disability, Princess, that's adaptation. That's evolution in action. No one had ever called Elena's condition anything but shameful before. He took her to a children's hospital, where human children with various physical differences painted, played, and laughed. A little girl with prosthetic legs raced up to Elena, unafraid. Your scales are so pretty. Are you a dragon? Elena knelt carefully. I am Zephyrian. What are you? I'm Emma. Want to see me run? I'm really fast now. Watching Emma sprint away on advanced prosthetics, Elena turned to Moran with confusion in her eyes. She is happy, proud? Why wouldn't she be? She's Emma and she's awesome. But she is. She She has prosthetic legs, Miran finished gently, and a wicked fastball, a straight-A report card, and she wants to be an astronaut. The legs are just one part of who she is. Elena's sensory fronds quivered. On Zephyr, she would be eliminated or hidden away. I know, Miran said quietly, and I'm sorry your world made you feel that way. 3 months into her stay, Elena began to change. Not physically, though the exoskeleton and physical therapy had improved her mobility significantly, but something deeper shifted. She smiled more. She asked questions. She offered opinions in diplomatic meetings, and Miran ensured everyone listened. One evening, over tea in Miran's apartment, Elena said, I have been composing my report for the council. Miran felt his stomach tighten. This was it, the evaluation that would determine Earth's fate. And I have told them the truth. Her primary and secondary eyes all focused on him with an intensity he'd rarely seen. That humans are dangerous. His heart sank. Dangerous, she continued, because you see value where others see waste. You find strength in difference, not weakness. You adapt, you improvise, you refuse to abandon anyone. Her voice strengthened. You gave me something I thought I had lost forever. You gave me myself. Elena. I am recommending not just acceptance, but that Earth be given a council seat immediately. She reached across the table, placing her hand over his in a gesture no Zephyrian had ever shown her, and I am formally requesting political asylum. I will not return to Zephyr. Miran's eyes widened. Your father will consider this an act of defiance? Good. Her scales began to shimmer, color returning as her stress decreased, proper nutrition and care working what seemed like miracles. Let him rage. I have seen what a civilization looks like when it values all its people. I choose humanity. The news reached Emperor Zalthor within hours. His fury was legendary, his threats apocalyptic. But the Galactic Council, impressed by Elena's detailed report and humanity's innovative approaches to accessibility and inclusion, voted in Earth's favor. Moreover, they began investigating Zephyrian treatment of those they deemed imperfect. On the day Earth officially joined the Galactic Council, Elena stood beside Miran as he gave his acceptance speech. She wore an exoskeleton of her own design now, sleek and beautiful, decorated with both Zephyrian symbols and human art. Her scales gleamed with health and proper care. Her sensory fronds, though one would always be partially paralyzed, were held high. My father sent me here as a joke, she said when Miran invited her to speak. He wanted to humiliate both Earth and myself. Instead, he gave me the greatest gift imaginable. He sent me to people who truly saw me, not as broken, but as whole. Not as disabled, but as differently abled. Not as shameful, but as worthy. She looked at Miran, and he saw in her eyes something he'd worked 6 months to cultivate. Hope. Humanity, fuck yeah, she said in perfect English, using the phrase Miran had taught her, the one that summed up humanity's stubborn refusal to accept limitations, their own or others. The assembly erupted in applause, and somewhere, an emperor raged, having inadvertently proven that his worthless daughter was worth more than his entire empire. She had found her people, and they had found their greatest advocate among the stars.